Listen again
at bbc.co.uk/Lincolnshire.
Now, earlier on, I was teasing ahead to the pigeon. The pigeon versus rural broadband. What can this possibly be? Let's talk to Trefor Davies from the internet service provider, which is a business internet service provider, Tomico, based in Newark. But what are you doing? Because we've spoken before about broadband speeds in places like Lincolnshire.
Yeah, we have. And in fact, in roughly a third of the country, broadband is non-existent or very slow, right? And this isn't a phenomenon unique to the UK. In places like South Africa, in the vast wastelands of jungle that they've got there, they've had some high-profile stunts where they flew a pigeon carrying a little data card with some data on it, and raced it against the broadband connection, trying to upload the same information, and the pigeon won. Okay. And they did the same thing in the outback in Australia, so you can envisage the kangaroos hopping across the plains while the pigeon is flying overhead carrying the data card, and the pigeon won there.
Hang on, this isn't the outback of Australia.
I know, well, that's the point, isn't it? And what we're really trying to show is that for lots of the UK, it's no different from the broadband coverage perspective to being in the outback in Australia. And in fact, this week there's been a lot of high-profile Battle of Britain Memorial stuff and Bletchley Park. And on Rod Whiting's show this morning, there was a lady who'd worked at Bletchley Park. Well, one of the messages is that the Bletchley Park during the war used carrier pigeons to fly information. And hey, it's still quicker to use carrier pigeons in the UK than to do it by broadband.
Well, it depends what you're doing. I mean, if you're setting up an experiment, so what are you going to do? You're setting up that sort of experiment, uploading a broadband file compared to a pigeon carrying that same information.
Exactamundo.
The thing is, you can make that work in any way you like, can't you? Because you can think, well, okay, let's move the pigeon back a bit, or let's push the pigeon forward a bit for its starting position, or let's make the file this big, or let's make the file smaller or larger to make sure the results come through the way we want them to.
This has occurred to me, actually.
So how can an experiment like this actually be fair?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously there isn't a benchmark for pigeon data speeds and stuff, right? But what I did was I went and had my hair cut on Saturday, and I took my little high-definition camera with me, and I propped it up in front of the barbers while he cut the hair. And it took 5 minutes. He's a good barber, Antonio.
There's not a lot to go at.
But, that's right. And he cut my hair in 5 minutes, and I videoed him cutting my hair. And I thought that was representative of an everyday kind of thing that people would do, right? It turned out to be 200 megabytes, which is not much smaller than it costs downloading OpenOffice or something. So what we're going to do is we've got a farmer somewhere just north of Beverley, and we're going to go there on Thursday, and she is going to put that video on her PC and start uploading it to YouTube. Okay. And at the same time, we're going to put the video on a little micro SD card, attach it to the leg of the pigeon. There's a really friendly chap in Wrangle near Boston called Ray Knight who's helping us out. He's a pigeon expert racer. And so one of his pigeons is going to carry the SD card, and that's going to fly back to the loft in Wrangle, Boston, with the information.
Can pigeons do that? They can carry that?
Yeah, well, I was chatting to him today, and he said at the weekend they flew a 230-mile race in something like 3 3/4 hours. So
no, I mean carrying something.
Oh, it's only a little. Well, blimey, they did it carrying secrets back to Bletchley Park in the war, right?
So it's a tiny little SD card.
It's the same kind of thing that fits in your phone, right? It's smaller than a SIM card. Yeah. So a little bit of tape around the pigeon's leg, and the pigeon flies back quite happily. And we're going to take the card out, plug it into a PC at that end, and look at the video, and it still will not have uploaded from the farm.
So the PC is going to be back at the pigeon loft.
That's right. Yeah. There'll be a PC. There'll be one at each. There'll be a PC where the farmer's wife is uploading to YouTube. Yeah. Michelle Furrow, her name is.
And the PC back at the other end where the pigeon's heading to.
So we'll get there.
So you will keep checking to see whether the YouTube video is uploaded at Pigeon HQ.
Exactly.
Because if you can watch it on there first...
Well, also, I thought what I would do is I would drive, obeying all the speed limits, and see if I could get there before the pigeon. So that gives me 3 options, right? Broadband, by car, or by pigeon. And I did even think about extending it to public transport, but I haven't got that long.
So what sort of connection has Farmer just north of Beverley got?
It's not good enough to be able to watch iPlayer. Although it is supposedly
unusually
broadband.
bad.
It is a broadband connection, but it's just they don't get it good enough.
So is it a typical broadband connection in a rural area?
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be a bit funny if it does manage to upload to YouTube first.
It's always one of these risks, but I'm willing to take that risk. And I could make the video 10 times the size to make sure that I've won. But I'm not going to do that.
So how much difference do you think there's going to be in time?
I don't know. It's possible that it'll take days to upload, but I don't know yet.
Really?
Mm.
And how long do you think the pigeon will take?
Hopefully. Well, I went on Google Maps. So you were talking about Google a bit earlier on, and it's 84 miles, 2 hours, 7 minutes to drive. Ray thinks that the pigeon will probably do that in either that or less.
In the same driving time?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, that'll be good. That'll be interesting.
And then it'll be on YouTube, and we'll make a little video of it all happening as well. So you can both watch me having my hair cut on YouTube and have a look at me and the farmer's wife and Ray and the pigeons.
Were you chatting on the video as well? Just in case we were interested in ask about your holidays?
Where did you go on your holidays? That kind of stuff, You
could be giving away more than you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, and the point is to just say, come on, we need better connections.
Of course, that is exactly the point. Yeah, lots of noise is made about how the government is trying to, bring people into the 21st century, bring government online, but the message is let's get on with it. And things it happens very slowly in this game, so we need to keep the pressure on.
And there's a conference happening, is it
in Penrith,
this week or next week?
Organised by the MP for Penrith, Rory Stewart.
And again, they're looking at that sort of thing. They're looking at rural
yes.
broadband. So does this connect into that? Are they aware of what
Yes,
you're
they
doing?
are. And in fact, I think we're going to name one of the pigeons after Rory Stewart and see how he gets on.
Okay.
I think the other one will be called Trev. Right.
And what do you mean one of the pigeons? How many pigeons have you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, it's not a... I mean, we've got peregrine falcons here in the cathedral. I guess there are some natural hazards to pigeon racing, but we'll see how we go.
Let's hope not. Okay, so is Pigeon Expert coming? Is he coming up?
Yeah, he'll be up there
with you.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
and then he's going to get back in time.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of days to work out the human resource logistics, but we'll be okay.
Okay. Right, and this is happening later this week. Happening on Thursday. Well, it'll be very interesting. We want to talk to you. What time are you doing it?
Well, we need to work that out. It'll be sometime in the morning, probably.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure we get you on drive time on Thursday and find out how it went.
Exciting.
And just that. When we've spoken about it before on this programme, we've asked. Tell us what your speed is. Upload and download. Some of it, I thought other ones were bad. Some of it is absolutely shocking, isn't it?
Terrible.
I mean, 0 point whatever.
You know what? I'm just about to start what they call the fibre to the premises trials, where you get 100 megabits to the house. And the typical speed that people will get out of that is 97 megs, right? Isn't that exciting? Except where is it? It's in Milton Keynes. It's not coming anywhere near Lincoln in the foreseeable future.
Why are you wanting to do this anyway? Because I mentioned the ISP you work for as a business.
I know, but
ISP,
I think as an industry, we've got a social responsibility as well. And
because most businesses will be sorted, they're not going to. Of a particular size, business will be sorted.
Well, I guess people put 1 gig links in if they needed the kind of data. But although that's unusual, you have to be a big business to want one that fast. But there are lots of businesses. I mean, most of our customers, we've got like 10,000 business customers, and they're all the big names that you see in the high street. But 9,500 of the most small businesses all over the place that nobody's ever heard of, maybe plumbers, and these are businesses that maybe want to work out of nice premises in a farm site somewhere but can't, and it's the same story all over Lincolnshire, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is the
we
whole
hear
debate.
it time and time again. OK, pigeon versus broadband. It's the big test. It's the big race.
Yeah. Cue
Feature
pigeon
it.
racing music.
Got a better video than you cutting your hair.
Well, if I can think of something else in the meantime.
All right,
I will.
OK. All right, you record this programme. I could be the star of the pigeon race. Even better idea.
Well, I've got more hair than you.
All right, 6 minutes to 7. Time to go, and we'll catch up with you later in the week and see how this goes. Now, that's Trefor Davies talking to us on BBC Lincolnshire.